Welcome guys to another video. My name is Sam and today we are talking about being an owner. So what type of stuff should you own? Stay tuned. So in order to build wealth, you have to own something. So most people just start a business. If you look at the top of the list, the wealthiest people, they have started their own companies like Elon Musk with Tesla or Jeff Bezos with Amazon, Microsoft and Bill Gates. But you don't always have to start a company. You can invest the money into those businesses like Warren Buffett. But for us regular people, how can we build that wealth? For the purpose of this video, I'll focus on people who are employed. So how do you go from employment to actually owning a piece of a business or owning asset that produces income? The number one thing you should do if you're employed and your company offers retirement benefits, you should start contributing to that. And the minimum amount you should do is what your company matches. If your company matches 3%, you should put in 3% of your income. So if it's $3 and they match another $3, you should do that because that's 100% return on your money. On top of that, most of the company usually invest their money into the stock market. And on average, the stock market will return something like 7% after inflation. So not only you're getting 3% on your money guaranteed by the company match, you're also getting 7% from the stock market in a year. So at the end of 1 year, you are gaining around 10% by just contributing 3%. So that's number one thing you should do. And the benefits do not end there. Let's say you make $100,000 by contributing to 401k or your retirement account. Hopefully you're maxing out. You get to hide that money from taxes. So you contribute to your retirement account before the government sees that money and before you see that money. So instead of the government taxing you on $100,000, they are taxing you on $81,000 or $80,000. So you save taxes up front, but you do have to pay that taxes later. But hopefully when you retire, your income will be a lot less and you pay less taxes. And the longer you keep that tax dollar, the more it works for you. So you are starting to own bonds that produce an income for you for your retirement, and also the stocks that go up in value and also pay dividend. So that's the number one way you become an owner, by just contributing to your retirement account. The second way you become an owner is by investing in real estate or becoming a homeowner. A home is the largest asset of many Americans, and that's where they have most of their wealth, especially when they are young. As they get older, that wealth goes towards the retirement account, but when they are younger, most wealth is tied up in the house. So for us, by just owning this house, we have seen the value increase tremendously this year alone. At the beginning of 2020, this house was worth around $480,000, but today in December, it's worth around $530,000. So we have gained around $50,000 in equity by just owning this home. It doesn't matter whether it's paid for or renovated, just because it's in this zip code and houses around this zip code are selling for that price, we gain $50,000 in our net worth that we did not have to work for. So if you don't want to own a physical property, you can invest in REIT or real estate investment trust. And this is where you just basically loan your money to some companies, and this company invests in different type of properties. It could be commercial buildings, it could be apartments, it could be homes, but this property produces an income and you get a slice of that income. So they pay you interest for you loaning them the money. And that brings us to the third way you should be an owner, and that's by opening a brokerage account. When you open a brokerage account, you're able to focus your money on either the stock or bonds or real estate investments. And this is kind of a duplicate because you have your retirement account, which has bonds and stocks, but now you're opening a brokerage account to own the same assets again. But the difference is the type of account that you have. With a brokerage account, you are able to direct your money to invest in whatever you want. That's one. And two, they don't have the restriction you have on the retirement account. If you want to take out some money from retirement account and you're under the age of 59 and a half, you do have to pay taxes and penalties. With a brokerage account, you don't have any of that. You can invest the money and sell the stocks or get the money out whenever you want. For me, I chose to do index fund. And in 2020, index fund is not so popular because people who invested in single stocks, some of them beat the market. Like if you invested in Tesla, you saw very good gains. And that's the traditional way of doing it. That's how many people can be owners of assets that produce income and also go up in value and increase their wealth. The other way you can do it is starting your own business, or starting things like YouTube channel that get monetized, starting websites that can get monetized. There are a whole bunch of ways you can add value or you can create something that you can monetize. But at the end of the day, you have to be an owner. You have to set out to be an owner. You just don't want to be an employee that works forever. You want to be an employee that makes some money and invest that money, make that money work for you. You just don't want to be the only person working. You want every single dollar that you have to be a small employee that is earning something for you. And that's how you're going to build wealth. And the reason you want to invest is if you buy stocks from other countries, those countries are trading when you are sleeping, and your dollar is out there working for you when you sleep. So when you work, you can only work maybe 8 to 10 hours in a day. Some people work more power to them. But if you don't want to be the person who work 10, 15-hour days, then you can let your money work for you 24/7. So you eliminate the constriction, the limitation of time. And at some point, your stocks will start working harder for you than you actually work. For instance, this year in 2020, our house went up in value by $50,000. And the stocks that we own will return something around $30,000. So if you take 50 grand from the house and $30,000 from the stock market, our net worth have gone up by $80,000 by us being an owner. So if you learn anything from this video, is you should be an owner. You should own some asset that produce an income. And the number one thing you should do is your retirement account. You should at least get the match from your retirement account. And two, you can open another account on the side. And nowadays they are so simple. You can open an account with Acorns and invest some money there, and they do everything for you, and they are very cheap too. You can also open Robinhood and pick the stocks you want to invest in. I don't do that, but I can say I'm not tempted, but I like indexing better. If you want a home in the right neighborhood, you have to live somewhere, so you're gonna pay someone else rent. But if you're a good investor, then renting is okay. But if you're not a good investor, you're not a good saver, then buying a house is the best way to go, because it forces you to save money by paying the mortgage. At the end of the day, you want your asset to be working for you instead of you working for every single dollar to reach your financial goal. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.